everybody, it's Robin with Uniquely Robins. Excuse me. Today we're going to work with Shawna Meeuwsen's kit, and that's digital or designs by Meeuwsen Art on Etsy. And this kit here we're going to work with today is called Water Elements Collection. And I have some lace that I pulled out of the bag that I got from Pamela Joy. So her link is below too. She has some really beautiful laces. So check out her. If you go to Facebook and message her, she'll get you into her exclusive group where you can purchase things like this if you'd like to. I pulled out these stars because I thought that would go kind of nice. And this really thin white, I like this. We may use some of that. And then we have some of this blue lace that we may use. Haven't decided for sure what we're going to use yet, but I've all pulled those out just in case. And I also pulled this out of Aisha's laces or trims that she has on her Etsy store. You might want to go up and check that out. Her link is below also. But this is just a really beautiful applique here, and I thought it matched some of these colors really well. So I thought that might go well with what we're going to be doing. I also have the ephemera sheets from Shawna's kit, and I've cut out the little ephemera pieces. So we will have those to use as well. And I may print out more of these and use some more. You never know with me. But we have that. And then here is her kit. And this one is the Water Elements collection. I'll just go through it real fast and show you. I know I showed you on Monday, but just to refresh your memory of what it looks like. And I did print on the back of these because we're going to use these in what we're making today. Some of them we'll use to where you want to see the back of it. And some of them we won't, but I'd rather have them than not. So we have those printed out. I love this waterfall one too. The butterflies and the dragonflies on there, beautiful. Okay. I love this lighthouse. I think we're going to use this as our cover. Not sure yet, but I'm going to show you a different way today to make a journal cover and spine, I guess you want to say. That's different than probably that you might have seen before. I'm sure other people have done it this way, probably by a different technique. Because like I said, I've never taken any classes or anything like that. I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. And hope it comes out. So I have some cardstock here. I have 3 pieces of cardstock. We may only need 2. I'm not sure just yet. But I got extra just in case. And then I have 2 pieces of chipboard. I bought this chipboard a while back, so I'm not sure what weight it is. But it's pretty stiff. I mean, it's flexible, but it's pretty stiff. And when you get cardstock on top of it, that even strengthens it up even more. So now the first thing we want to do, and this cardstock for some reason leaves on, or that might have been my ink, I don't know. So excuse my hands because they're a little messy today. Try to think of, see how big we want it to be first. Let me first of all trim off the excess. And normally I would do this a couple at a time, but I want to keep it as large as possible. We're going to try to make some kind of a, what I had in mind was some kind of like a ship's journal or a ship's log kind of thing with this. Okay, that did not go well. Ah, it's hitting something right in there that's not liking. Okay, well, we may use that piece, we may not. I think it's got a piece of paper stuck down in there is what's hindering me. Sometimes it gets little fibers down in there from the paper and it bulks up, then wants to stop your blade. That, and I probably need a new blade. I know the bottom one works better than the top one, so let's see if I can do this without breaking it. I'll pop that one out and put it in the bottom. So I don't use the bottom one that often, so I'll just switch them around. Oops, I'm back here. All right. Just give us a few to get started. I'm not going to do all of these on camera. We may have to trim them up anyway. Okay. Let's start with those. First thing we're going to do is find which one we do want for our cover. Make sure this is the one I want to use. And it is. This is the one I want to use for my cover. I thought for sure it was because I really like that. So let's see what measurement we're left with here. 10 inches. So let's go 5. We'll make this 5 as of right now anyway. Let's cut down that line and see what we have. Where's my mark? Gotta line my paper up with that mark. Okay. Where's my mark? Gotta erase our little mark off of there. It's not really an eraser, it's a glue eraser, but if you just write really light, it does take it off. Okay, so now, make sure I don't have any piecey parts of anything on there that's gonna get in my way. Like I got a little bit of glue right there. Okay. I want this to be my front. So I want my board to be a little bigger, not a lot, just a little bigger than my front piece. So we're going to mark it right there. I'm going to do the same, make sure it's even to the back. All right, so let's cut those. Probably why my blades wear out so fast, because well, is this gonna be wide enough? I didn't think it would be, but I think it is, so we won't have to use that other piece. Or yeah, we will, but not as much of it. So we'll cut this one the same size. Okay. We'll save that little piece, but I don't know. It's a little narrow. All right, now we're going to go. Let me see here how much I want first. Need some room. Need some room. I'm thinking, let's do an inch. I'm gonna mark this an inch in, just to give me some room, and you'll see why here in a minute. Okay, and we're gonna need 2 of these. So we'll put them up together here. Line it up. Try to keep it on that line. So we're straight. Okay. Okay. So now we have 2 of these. 2 pieces that are almost 8.5 by 5 1/4, and then almost 8.5 by 1. We're going to work with 2 of these, 1 of each. First of all, we're going to take our black cardstock. You can use any color that you want. Let's see. I'm going to put this in the middle. And make sure I have enough all the way around to cover it, which I do. So we're going to glue that down. We'll start with the big piece. You can use double-sided tape on this if you want. I always use glue. Make sure I have enough to wrap around. Okay, and normally we put just enough to put our, well, I do put enough to put my bone folder in there as a cover, or a space in between there. But this one I want to make sure it's that big and a little more. So let's see about what we have there, just so you know. About 1/4 inch. You want it about 1/4 inch away from your board there. And some of you may have made books like this, and some of you may not have. Okay, and we want to keep about that 1/4 inch. So I'm going to just kind of hold it. Okay. Try to make sure it's the same distance all the way down. Okay, and I want to make sure that it's even. Get up there. Needs to go up just a little bit. Depending on the glue that you use too. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but want it to be as even across there as you can get it. Depending on the glue you use, you may have more wiggle room than you do with others. Okay, now we're going to cut our corners. Just like we always do, kind of dock our corners. Just to take some bulk out. We may end up trimming that a little more even. All right. And then you just want to push down and fold it. Do the same thing with the other side. Push down and fold it. And the ends. Push down and fold it. Okay. Now we're going to glue those down. Make sure you get a nice bead of glue along your chipboard. Kind of gets into the fibers of the paper and helps it to stay up. Okay. And I always start in the middle and work my way out. It kind of helps so you don't get a bubble there. Okay. And I try to do the opposite sides. I have to figure some glue out here. Okay. Same thing again. Get your bone folder on there. Go up through the middle and work your way up. Ooh, got lots of excess glue on that one. All right, then we'll go to the other side. Okay. Just like there's 1,000,001 ways to make a used junk mail, there's several different ways to make book covers. I wouldn't say 1,000,000, but several. I'm going to trim this right here that's sticking up. That's just on the inside. Come on. You notice she does that to me every time. She waits till I start the camera, then decides she wants to come in. One good thing about a Yorkie is they have hair, not fur, so at least you don't have fur everywhere. Only with the cat, and I don't let her in here very often. She doesn't come in here very often at all, once in a great while. If I'm passing out treats to the dog, she'll have to come in, but she wants some too. Not very often. Ooh, I got lots of glue there. That's all right. I'm going to go into this crease pretty good. Okay. piece sticking up here. I'm gonna trim off. And again, this is gonna be all covered, so you're not gonna see where I'm trimming this. I just don't want it sticking out there. But I would rather trim like this once I get it on there than to cut it too short in the corner to where your chipboard sticks out. All right, so let's do that same thing to this other. So one of these will be the front and one will be the back. Oh, forgot where I put my chipboard. Okay, so we're going to again start with the middle piece, or the big piece. I like to make sure I have plenty of glue on there so it's not going anywhere. Make sure I have plenty of room. Try to make sure that it's straight. This is not a very expensive bone folder. I do have this white one too. Actually, I think this is a sewing thing, but this came with my scoreboard. It came like right up there, and this is EK Tools scoreboard I got from Amazon. It wasn't very expensive, but this is my favorite bone folder. I use it all the time because it has just the right amount there for creases, and it just works really well. I'll see if I can get this one a little straighter than the other one. I got it a tiny bit crooked. Well, not crooked, but down further than the other page. I'm going to try to make it as even as I can, and I think I'm going to start by putting my thing down here. Line it up against it, maybe. And try to get my 1/4 of an inch, or that is what we did, right? It was a 1/4 of an inch. Yes, okay. Thought so, but I want to double check. Get our 1/4 of an inch there. Make sure we got it all the way up, about the same distance. Okay, doesn't have to be perfectly a 1/4 of an inch, just thereabouts, close as you can get it. Okay. Dock our corners again. You want to get close to this point, but not too close that it is going to show. Like I said, you can always take more off, but you can't put it on. Okay. Start by pushing down and getting our folds. Burnishing it down. To the other side. Leave me a whole lot of room that time. But it is enough. It's enough. Okay. So let's start with these little flappies down here. Or no, let's start with the long sides. Okay, I'm gonna have to get me some more glue. Oh, come on. Whew, got no muscles today. Oh my goodness. Got to get my trusty old pliers out here to get a lid off. I've had this sitting upside down, so I'm hoping I'm not gonna make a big mess. Okay, I didn't. Haha. I'm surprised. Sorry about that. Should have done that before I started. Been trying to conserve my glue. I think it's getting warm enough out now that they'll deliver it. I've got to get me some ordered. Whoops. Do this first. Slid right up on there, didn't I? Then we'll go to our middle, work our way out. Okay. Got a spot right there. There I go, using my fingers again. No wonder why they're dirty all the time. I wash my hands a million times a day. But that's okay, it's good for us anyway. Wash our hands. Maybe I'll try not to put as much glue this time. Try not to waste it and seem to waste more when I try not to. Okay. In the middle, work your way out. Always end up with a big clump out there, even when I try not to use so much glue. Okay. Now the big ends. Trim that. The other side's pretty good. And here really well. Gonna put a little bit of glue right there, just because it didn't seem to want to stay down. Okay. Now the other side. I would sing for you, but I'd probably lose every subscriber I have because I cannot sing. I like to sing, but just can't. Not good at it. This before it goes clear down. And this side just a tiny bit too. Okay. Okay. Another groove. All right. That will work well. Okay. Now we want to get another piece of cardstock because we're going to cover the inside. So let me mark this and this. Let's trim that down. This piece I had left is going to be big enough. It might not be. Oops, come here. We could use it, but I don't want to. Not quite as big as the other piece. So just get a new one and use those for something else. I'm just going to measure that with this one. Maybe I'm going to mark it because it's really hard to see that black on black. For me anyway. Even the trash can out my way. Okay. All right, let's start with this one. Make sure we get really good around the outside edge. And a little bit on the inside. Doesn't have to be a lot on the inside. Okay. Try to get it straight on here. Burnish that down. Make sure you don't forget your foldy seam before you get that one side down. See how it's pulling that up on that side? You want to make sure this is really stuck in here before you stick it here. Okay. Because we need that crease for this. When we need this crease. Okay. All right, there's one. The outside edges. And you may even want to just kind of guesstimate where your crease is at and make sure you get plenty of glue in that spot on the inside. The rest it just needs a little bit to stick. But right through there we want a good amount. Okay. It's really hard to see the black on black. And you don't have to put this extra piece in if you don't want to. You can just put your decorative paper on there. But I always just like to, I think it makes it just a bit sturdier. Things look a bit cleaner. I am a stickler for things being sturdy and clean mean, as clean as can be, but mainly sturdy. I really want my things to last. Okay, now we can put this side down. I have to stick a little bit more glue up there because I was talking and let it dry up a little bit. Yeah, make sure that's down first. Okay. All right. This is our inside pieces, and these are our outside pieces. So let's work on those for a minute. I was debating on whether I was going to decoupage this cover on. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to decoupage that on there, or if I want it to be just this way. Now you want to find where your bend is at, because you want to make sure you get it even on where you want it in the middle of your cover, because without that bend, I tend to put it closer to the front than the back. Just to be on the good side. Oh, wait. Oh. I was going to do something first. Darn it. Do I have another one of these? No, I don't. Okay, I'm going to have to let this dry because I mussed up. There was something I wanted to do beforehand, so let's work on the back and just let that dry. Just wasted some glue, but that's not a big deal. And I'll show you why. I have these, yeah, I want this side. I have these brads, I guess is what you call them. And they're not shells, but they remind me of seashells, and they match this paper really well. And I thought we would put some of these around the outside edge. I'm not sure yet if we're going to. I will put them on here and see what they look like before we decide. How many do we have? 3, 6, 3, 6. So we got, maybe we'll just put them here, space them out there, or we could just run them down this side, our outside edge, and space them out. I've got like 6 for each one, so if we space them out right, get them all going the right direction, that might look pretty cool down through there. But I want to put them on before I glue them down, because I want them to go through the paper and not the board, because the little tines are not really long enough to go through the board, or strong enough, I don't believe. I have more of them, but I think just, you know, down the back side, down the front side, on the edge would be nice. All right, so let's see. I need to, let's see, this is our back piece, so it's going to go like this. So this has to go this way, and they'll go down this side. Okay, gotta get myself straight first. All right, let's see, we have gonna kind of want them close to the edge, but not off the edge. think, whoops, get back there. Get back there. To get them about evenly spaced, I think we're going to need 8. Put 8 there. And this will take a little bit of time. So I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to eyeball. Oh. I'm sure everybody has a ruler, but I tend to do better at eyeballing things. A little spaced out more than that. I think that will be good there. But let me tell you, about, it's not going to be exact because it's just not. Well, we got them about an inch apart. So if we put them about an inch apart, or half an inch, they're about a half an inch apart. Okay. Let's make sure that we're close on all of them. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. Put a little mark there, and a little mark there, and a little mark there, and a little mark there, a little mark there, a little mark there. Okay. I got these in some bag of stuff I got at a garage sale, so. Alright, let's see how this is going to work. Good thing I can print this out again if I mess it up. I think I get it on there. I've never used these before. Just push it down. Just pushing down the paper around those little tines. Wish I had something smaller than this up here. Push these down with. Oh wait, maybe I do. You can hammer these straight into the book, but see if this will work. No, it's not big enough. It's not big enough. All right. I think I can just push them with this because they're not real strong. And that was one reason why I didn't want to put them down in the book, because they're not real strong. I think they were for material, really not wood or anything like that. Maybe I don't want to put that many on there because these are not going to be easily done. I mean, they're easy, but time consuming. All right, there's one. Okay, there's one. Let's do this one up here, and then we'll decide if we want to put all of them on or not. You definitely want to use cardstock if you have some of these and want to use them. and not paper, because it will rip your paper. I actually wished I had used this stronger cardstock, but I didn't. And it seems to be working okay. Just gonna have to be really careful that I don't poke yourself, but really careful that I don't rip my paper. And of course you can just cut the tines off and glue them on there, but I just thought they would hold better this way. All right. I think we're just going to use I don't know, 6. Let's go to the middle. Yeah, that's going to throw my things off. We may just use 5. Let's just put this one in the middle. Now, if you have a, oh, what's it called? I have one somewhere. I'm just not sure right offhand where it's at. But it's just a little pad that has the, it looks kind of like this on the top. But it's just little, and it's just styrofoam, or foam. It's not styrofoam, but it's just foam. If you have one of those to lay this on to give you some give under it, it would probably work well. I'm trying to use the side that has them letters on there, and it doesn't want to work so well. This really isn't as hard as it looks. It's not really hard, it's just time consuming, and I'm trying to take my time because I don't want to rip my paper. But then once I get them, just push in the middle on all of them and they'll grab a hold. So I have 3. I didn't quite get that in the middle, did I? Let's put this one here. On before I push them down. Trying to make sure they're all going the same direction, and preferably close to. Come on, go see Daddy. Little whiny butt. She wants in, she wants out, she wants in, she wants out. Normally she'd stay in here with me, but since Steve's downstairs, she thinks she has to share her attention between us. She's afraid somebody will have a snack without her is what it is. Okay. Just be careful if you do this, you don't hurt yourself. They are pokey. They are pokey. Actually, the more you do, the easier it seems to get. I think. Put my markers off of there. I didn't really follow them very well, did I? Okay, I only put 5, which is odd for me because I really don't like odd numbers, but it's all right. Okay, now this one, I think this should be dry enough now to mess with. Let's see if I can actually get close to the middle this time, because this is the front. So, that was going to be right in there. And I know some people, when they put the glue on, would have just thrown that away and print out another one, which you can do that. But it's really not hurt, and we're going to put more glue on it, so. As long as you don't rip it very much. I'm going to go ahead and push these down before I put any more, because that glue was still wet there. And if you do glue it before you remember to put your things on, let it dry completely before you try to mess with it, or else you will rip your paper. Use this in. Well, that's easier. Should have used that in from the beginning. Okay, come on. Goodness. Okay, there's 3. So we need one in between here. I wish these were seashells, but they're not, but they do look like them. Okay. They have a seashell-esque quality to them, I should say. And I think the colors match well. Pokey, pokey, pokey little things. And I'm kind of trying to go like opposite ones as much as possible. I think it seems to be working a little better that way. I was missing a tine. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is our back. So it's going to go this way. So this goes this way. I have to keep telling myself that or I'll have it all messed up. All right. And go around the edge. Going to put a little extra around these. Okay. Back side. Put that in the front. This way. Evidently, I'm a little directionally challenged. I have to keep checking that and double checking that, but I'd rather do that than get it on there and have it on there wrong. I do have extra here, so I'm just pushing down right in the front there. So you want to make sure you do leave a little bit of room to make sure it lays down in the front. Okay. All right, so that's our back. This is our front. Our folds on the left-hand side of our front. To push these down, I think, a little bit. Just make sure they're all down. Okay. Oops. Knocking stuff over. Come here. Or you could have just put these one in each corner, however you wanted if you have these. Or you don't have to put them on there at all. That's up to you. But you do you, I'll do me. I just thought it was something to try. Because I got to looking to see what I had in there that would go with this kit. And I saw these and I thought, well, at first I thought they were seashells. And I said, wow, those look like seashells. And then I realized they weren't, but they are, they kind of look like a seashell, and they matched this kit really well. So we will give it a try. And I kind of like them on there. Okay, so this is our front, this is our back. And I know you're wondering, what the heck? How are we hooking them together? Now, the way we're going to hook them together is we're going to work this a little bit. How much time do we have? How much? I'll show you real quick how we're going to do it. I want this in, and I'm going to burnish this really well. And I know I left more room in the back, but that's okay because we're going to cover that. Okay. We really want this burnished down well. Squish some glue out. I squished it some glue out. Okay. So this is the size that our book is going to end up being. And this is 5.5 by 8.25. Well, a little over 8.25 is what we'll end up with our final product. Okay. I will see you tomorrow. Well, it'll be tomorrow for you, a little bit for me. I'm gonna do another video today on this, but it won't be. It will be for tomorrow's video. So, I'm going to keep you in suspense until tomorrow on what else we're going to do with this journal. So have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe, everybody. Be good to each other. Bye-bye.